What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave your thoughts below about the videos and things that we discuss here. Without further ado, it's just going to be a quick one here, and I should entitle this video, Don't Do It, Oscar. And recently, in an article on Boxing Scene, it's come out that GarySpikeO'Sullivan, who many viewed, I suppose, specifically British boxing fans, and maybe American as well, people who ever watch the sport worldwide will know this guy from, he lost to Billy Joe Saunders back in the days, and he was stopped by Chris Eubank Jr. as well. So yeah, that's the guy there. He's a decent guy. Again, he's a contender. And recently he's come out and said that he wants to be Oscar De La Hoya's comeback opponent, because Oscar De La Hoya, who is now 47 years old, you know, well into his 40s, close to his 50s, he has now been talking about returning to the ring against someone. He's talked about he's going to fight McGregor. That was what, that was about a year back, and I think even in 2019 as well, he was talking about fighting Conor McGregor, some sort of comeback, and he was so confident he can beat him and blah blah blah. And now lately, GarySpikeO'Sullivan's come out and said, I want to be his comeback opponent. When he comes back, I want to fight him, blah blah blah. And you know, again, this is one of them things where it's just, for me, it's just a money grab situation on O'Sullivan's part. You know, you almost can't blame him in a way, because De La Hoya is a legend. You're not going to get the chance to share a ring with a legend very often. It's something that's very rare and all this. And also, you know, that you catch a legendary guy like De La Hoya at this time, you're going to stop him, you're going to beat him up, and you're going to have that name on your resume, much like guys that fought Mike Tyson, who was much younger than De La Hoya, but towards the end of his career, you know, guys, he got beat by several guys that shouldn't have been able to touch him. But that's what happens, because at the end of the day, yeah, you're a great boxer, but you're a human being. At the same time, you're not Superman. You do age, you do get old, and at the end of the day, he's been out of the ring for several years. He's been out of the ring for, what is it now, 2021. He's been out since 2008. And in 2008, he was weight drained. He got battered by Manny Pacquiao over several rounds. And that's the last we sort of saw of Oscar De La Hoya. And I think, as you know, obviously he's got the pride and everything of a fighter. He doesn't want that to be everyone's last memory. He wants a good last memory of when he was in the ring. He probably wants to retire on a win. But at the end of the day, with boxing, it's about your health, it's about your safety. He's got millions in the bank. He's got a big company in Golden Boy Promotions. It might be struggling a bit at the moment, but at the end of the day, he's made millions off of the sport. He's one of the richest boxers to ever box, to ever lace up a pair of gloves. So this stuff of coming back, I really do hope it doesn't happen. You know, I was a real big De La Hoya fan back in the days. He's one of my favorite fighters that I've ever watched. And as a De La Hoya fan, I just really don't want to see this. And my message is, look, just don't do it, Oscar. Please don't come back, because when guys do come back, it's often embarrassing. You know, several guys have done it. We've had Ricky Hatton come back and, you know, box this guy. And again, he's one of my other fighters I really like, really enjoyed his career. He comes back and he gets stopped by some guy that, you know, is a decent fighter, but nothing special really. So this sort of stuff, it never ends well. The same with Ali, any of these great fighters, and they're coming back years before De La Hoya. De La Hoya, you're talking about, what was it, like, you know, 13 years or whatever since he was in the ring, which is a ridiculous amount of time. He shouldn't be going anywhere near a boxing ring. Maybe have a little spar, have a little pad session or whatever, but don't go back in the ring. I think this sort of thing for him could only end in one way, and that's disaster. You know, even if, okay, he takes on a Spike O'Sullivan and bashes him up, is only going to end up worse in a in another fight if he steps up the levels or something. You know, it's a big danger involved in this sport, and I think someone like De La Hoya now should know better than this. I mean, yeah, you make a few quid off of it or whatever, but I don't think he even needs it. He's a very wealthy man. He don't need the money. You know, I think this is one of them ones where it just comes down to pride, and I suppose, yeah, you're gonna get money, and it's down to your pride, and you'll think in his head that, yeah, I can beat somebody, I can beat one of these stiffs or whatever. But you know, for me, I'm just saying, nah. I just really hope he doesn't do it, and we don't see this trend of the old boys coming back, unless maybe if it's against each other, you might be able to do that. But you know, my worry is him getting seriously hurt here. So I hope it doesn't happen, but you know, you never know with boxing. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. I've heard about it, but I really hope, you know, don't entertain these guys. Don't entertain O'Sullivan or any of these other guys calling you out. They're looking to make money off of your name, and you know, that's about it. If they were serious about fighting someone, they'd be trying to call out a guy that actually boxes, a guy that's actually a champion in their division, not calling out an old guy who's washed up now and who's been out in the ring for so long. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on this situation. Hopefully it doesn't happen. And until next time, this is MKO Pugilism, over and out. Catch you on the next one.